that's I actually think that's a good idea, Ramon. Oh wait, hold on.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Alex. Yeah, I actually think that's a good idea, Ramon, to just send out an extra announcement letting everybody know that it's moved back an hour, so they don't get confused.
Yeah, for sure.
May have to close my window in a minute. There's construction going on across the street.
Did everybody bought some tickets already? You should. The announce is out. The presentation is coming.
I know. Yeah, I did. You basically forced me to.
Yeah. Well, come on. Having a gun is not like forcing someone.
I'm kidding.
It's just like asking politely. The
16
gun is
times.
just an argument,
So what percentage are you giving to charity, Michael?
Oh,
This is a subject to discuss later on. We did think about some extra mechanics also involving charity. So we would like to see how it's all going forward, how the jackpot is compiling, how the audience receives the project. And so we will get back to the subject. Most def.
all right. Well, let's see, we're at 14. Usually we get just over 20, but I have a feeling, some people may have skipped the announcement that we moved back an hour. What are you gonna do, right? Well, okie dokie then. Should we start? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Hi, everybody. Welcome to community call number 70. We should get through this one pretty quickly. We don't have a lot of presentations today, but the ones that we do have are really super important on the techie side and really super cool on the fun side. So we should get it done in an hour or less. Right. Cameras on, please, pretty please, sugar on top. Questions, please save them for the end of each presentation. And for our YouTube guests, as always, please write your questions down in the stream and we will get to them at the very end of the call. So let me start just with a quick recap, as I do always, from last week. So we sent tokens out to the formal method subgovernance, to the analytics and support subgovernance, and then we had 4 proposals passed last week. The soundtrack contest, which is fun, and I think Ben will talk about that in just a little bit. The KPI report and subsequent token request for the Lumi wallet partnership, and same thing goes for the Changelink partnership. And also for the retail staking boost program, which is actually going to be really cool, guys. So stay tuned. And we had a couple of proposals passed this morning. A token request for the Vietnamese subgovernance, that's done. And for the fun little local zone bot that was created by Nam, which he turned into a partnership, asked for very little and did a lot. And I suggest everybody use it. Okay, so that's it in terms of recaps. In terms of token distributions for this week, right? So I always say we'll try, but I kind of want to underscore that for this week. That particularly affects the 6 partnership or the 6 proposals It just passed. The thing is, some of you already know, some of you are hearing it for the first time, but there's a very strongly supported proposal on the forum for the reshuffling of global governance and as a consequence, the voting members, which is an excellent thing. But basically, it's a result of the fact that what we're pointing the move from the foundation phase of freeton to the growth phase, which again is, that's fantastic. It's awesome. But with it come a few mechanical things that need to happen. And one of those is the fact that there has to be the voting smart contracts have to be redone. We need the public keys to sign transactions for token distributions, which affects payments directly. And I'm not sure at this point how that's going to work. I know I have a call later to discuss that and figure it out. All I'm saying is just as a precautionary measure, if we don't get your tokens out this week, we'll definitely get them out next week. So I hope everybody sort of has some patience. As for the reshuffling itself, now this is very important. Look, I thought maybe I would talk about it, but I think better Alex to talk about it because he actually drafted the proposal. So do you want to maybe say a few words about it?
Yeah,
Alex?
thank you, Ron. Well, I think I made a pretty detailed post, but I'll just highlight a couple of things. Well, as a background, I think we reached a certain, milestone with a white paper coming out as we talk, with the recent record on the real life Rust network. So I think the technical foundation is there, and the network is ready for hopefully an exponential, let's call it a business launch. I think that's the term I used in the proposal. And typically when you move into a new phase, you also need an increased level of governance. You also need to upgrade that. And initial members, there are 23 of them, basically have been talking for a while about, because they've been contributing to different degrees, some focused exclusively on freeton, others have interest on the other networks and couldn't contribute as much. So the idea was that analytics and support sub-governance made the research, identified 15 initial members who contributed the most and 8 who contributed very little, and actually sold a substantial part of tokens, which can symbolize that not significant belief in the future of the network. And then why should they vote? So the idea is to kind of rotate that, to pick 8 new members who proved their strong contribution to the network from the infrastructure standpoint, use cases standpoint, and even actually buying tokens, i.e. voting with their own money for the that they believe in the future of the network, and essentially replace in terms of voting, replace the 8 members who have not been active with 8 ones who have proven contributors. And then the idea is, again, to support the growth phase, is to lock all of the remaining tokens, unvested tokens of all initial members, and lock also the tokens of the new members until we pass through the growth phase. And I think global governance should have certain flexibility to vote when that would happen, be it 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, I really don't know. We'll have to see. So that's the idea. I mean, I spent yesterday some time on the forum, replied questions. I think there's been an overwhelmingly positive response. There were a couple of questions saying like, why not me? Why not extra ton? But again, there were
me. Why not me?
Why not you, Ron? And then I mean, why not Ben? I mean, with number 17 most popular podcast in the world now, only a few weeks since the launch. Why not Ben? So, but again, I think there's been pretty transparent criteria that it had to be something substantial, and also coupled with support of the token as well, as a sign of fundamental, bullishness on the network, not just, opportunistic, not some sort of opportunistic behavior of the network. So, and again, this is not the last time we're doing this. Maybe 1 year from now, Ron and Ben can join, and I know maybe somebody else can join. I'm just kidding, obviously. Look, I think consensus is there, and I think one of the initial members will just will post the proposal and push this to the vote sometime later today. That's as simple as that.
Awesome.
I'm happy to discuss that, answer any questions. Maybe somebody else wants to say something.
I'll just say that's a great idea. It's long overdue. Anybody have a question?
I wanted to add to what Alexandr said. We also discussed it on the forum in another topic, and I think the main thing is that everyone has to understand that anyway, one day we're going to come to governance 2.0 with this CB contract. Everybody would be able to vote with their tokens, but for this growth phase, till we get to this sustainable development phase mentioned by Alexandr, we should have a very centralized, not very, but as centralized government as we have now, to get to that phase as quickly as possible. And we need members who already committed and showed their commitment by buying tokens, by bringing the projects on the network. So kind of like institutional guys, serious guys, even though we had to maybe exclude some people who are very powerful in terms of their kind of reputation, even global reputation, but we have to have working members on the governance to get as quickly as possible to the phase when SMV will be deployed. So I'm sure that in future we won't even need to discuss questions like that. It will be done like automatically.
Exactly right.
I think
Any
the
other
only
comments?
serious question that was on everybody's minds is like why Michael Kabanov wasn't there, but then he came up with a lottery and going to make so much money on the lotteries that he will even send some to charity. So
Oh,
that
we'll get to
question-
that. We'll get to that today. We'll get
that
to that.
question, yeah, disappeared as well.
Well, no. Oh, no, it still stands.
And I want to
Very
say it's
good.
not really about the money. It's more responsibility than you earn. I think that a lot of people probably, I hope they're not there because they're going to get some vested tokens. I think they are ready that they will need to work hard and to push proposals to bring new projects. It's not really about the money. That's the point.
Totally aware of
Because-
that. Totally aware of that.
Yeah, not to mention that a lot of times it's a chasing game. Gets old fast. So
I hope initial members would actually vote for that proposal because I mean, this is like freezing your tokens and locking them for an identified period of time. So I think we're going to go through a little moment of truth later on today. But I do hope it goes through genuinely. And that will be very important because initial members, both the current ones who will have to vote for that, more than 51%, as well as the new ones coming in, will unanimously, show that they believe that the network is going to step change from here and move into a new phase indeed.
you have it. All right, let's move to the presentation phase of our call. And as always, it's tech updates first. And I think we have quite a few.
Hi there.
Me too.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I don't know. Well, quite few. Well, where do I start?
RustCup at least.
Yeah. Well, as you know, RustCup, has ended. That's the major news, I think. And in the end phase of the game, as you all heard, I think we have set up, I think, an important record in terms of TPS. Now, of course, that is that's just a metric, but everyone kind of use it all the time. So this metric should be viewed in a perspective. First of all, what we have proved is that the design basis that is described in white paper is a design which is scalable by nature and can scale to basically practically like almost unlimited proportion. And this design is very similar to modern processor design. I describe it in the white paper at length, why it is so. And we believe that this is actually the only design that can that can scale and be secure. Now, not all of the design is yet implemented, so this record is just a record of one of the aspects of this design, which is throughput, but it's not the end. For example, there is not yet a finality, and I don't know, people are not talking about records and finality, but the records in finality are no less important than the records in throughput. So, for example, if you can have, like, I don't know, some ZKP solution which can scale to 100,000 transactions per second, but it will take you, I don't know, 2 days to construct a transaction. Like, are we talking about like the throughput we want to see, right? So when a user wants to execute a transaction and a smart contract or whatever, a series of smart contracts, the user is clicking a button and then get response. If this response take 2 days, it doesn't matter, or a week, like in some L2 solutions, it doesn't matter how many of these clicks you can process, as long as it takes you 2 days. Like, no one expects that, right? So there are a lot of metrics in the design that we need to put on record, and this is just the first one. That's one thing. Second thing, like, okay, so absolute numbers are, again, you need to understand that these numbers, like 50,000 transactions per second, 45,000 transactions per second, are basically arbitrary numbers, which were taken from the amount of validators that we had on the RustCup, the amount of work chains that we could mount to this network. Like, we decided on 10. We could as much decided on 15, and the amount of transactions would be 100,000. Like, it's really, well, 75,000, doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter the absolute number. What does matter is that it shows for this setting that we can reach these numbers, which means that for another setting, and you can extrapolate yourself, we can have much higher number. So it's not that we have broken the record with 60-something transactions per second. No, it's actually that we have demonstrated the design that could break any record you want. Like, if you want tomorrow 600,000 transactions per second, we can do that. Just mount enough validators. We will tell what the configuration the network should run, and it will run 600,000 transactions per second. Nobody can even like do that even close, right? And with the design that we will have later with the sub-second finality, that all will happen in a sub-second, right? So this throughput, and for each user, the interaction with the blockchain will happen in a sub-second. Like, that is the goal. And these are the numbers that we really are talking about. It's not like we're there with Solana. No, we're not there with Solana, because Solana cannot do 600,000 transactions per second, whatever they do. It doesn't matter. Just impossible physically. So I think this is the message that I wanted to convey now, and that is why for me this experiment was important, not because like this is the absolute amount of transactions, like 45 whatever, on the open internet, right? So that first thing, and we achieved that goal. So like I always drew the comparison with going to stratosphere, because for us it is a going to stratosphere kind of comparison. So we built a spaceship, and this spaceship just went to the stratosphere. Now it doesn't matter if the stratosphere, like how you measure it, like 60 miles whatever from above the sea level. Like it's what is important that we fly there. We can go now to Mars or to whatever planet we want, basically. And that is what is important. And it took us enormous amount of time. And the RustCup was, if you watch that clip, I think I played it once about the SpaceX trials on how many times they failed to land this, rockets on the sea, and then they finally succeeded. And that was RustCup. Bottom line, that's exactly what happened. Like, we tried to fly, and we failed, miserably failed, several times failed, many times failed again, and then in the end we just did it in the last 3 days of the RustCup. So the congratulations to everyone. Great thanks to RustCup participants, and this was endurance race as was predicted, very tough. But in the end, like, and not always, by the way, and we're gradually going this direction now, like not always the fastest car or the best team wins. In endurance race, it's not so, and everyone knows that. Like, for example, like the last time Porsche won the Le Mans 3 times in a row, I think it was, they were, it wasn't the fastest car. It wasn't the best car. The best car was Toyota, and Toyota just failed 3 times in a row, incredibly, to win. So it's not necessary when you win. Like a lot of things factors in, like and luck is one of them as well. And always in endurance like that. So but I think that the price structure as it is described right now in the RustCup is definitely not, I would say, reflecting correctly or justify the race conditions as it went, like the race terms, I would even say, because they changed a lot. And we definitely, like Le Mans 24 hours is still happening within 24 hours. What happened here was that at 24 hours, like, went to 6 months, more or less. Like, and of course, we need to correct that in terms of price structure. So I believe the price structure should change. And there is a proposal that that some people like Pavel and others working on. I proposed, like I said, what I think is justifiable here. And the proposal is in the work. I don't know if Pavel is on the call, he may comment on that. What's the status of that part? Yeah.
He's on the call.
Yeah, I can do. I can comment. Yeah. So the direction of thought is clear, and it was discussed many times in validators group. So there are 3 components. First one is that definitely number of price places should be increased. There are some discussions about that, but definitely it will be more than 200. Then for those who, for those extra months, there should be some additional reward. It was also discussed and supported by, I guess, all community. The question is about, again, the exact amount, and it should be vested over some period of time, of course. And the third question was also raised by validators, that since stakes in mainnet increased during that period, and that means that log stakes provided for validators for price places should be also higher. So now I think now there are some final calculations going to be done, like in coming 2 days, and that proposal should be published. Because now it is plus minus pure math, how not to make it reasonable compared to initial proposal.
Yeah. So this proposal is going to be published sooner or later, I think, and well, that's it. We will discuss that on the forum. I don't know. What else? We will have, like, we're testing now some updates on of the mainnet also on devnet. And these updates will be, well, they are testing now, so probably will take a week or so. But in order to test some of the configuration changes we want to make to the mainnet, we will need more validators on devnet with the C++ nodes. So whoever wants to kind of have capacity, wants to join to test some like some of these changes, please let us know somehow, like through whatever channel, and and join we will give you like the rubies to join the validators there, and because it's important that these changes will be properly tested. We don't want to test it on 13 validators. For the RustCup results, it will take probably like until the end of the week at least to calculate all them. And you need to understand that we also preparing the data to be publicly available for Grafana so everyone could see the results and the speeds and everything. So that like takes time because we need to sync and put everything, like parse, like we need to sync all the blocks and all the work chains. And you have to understand that during these records, the amount of data we have on these blockchains is just staggering. Like there are terabytes of data produced through this period. So we need to download all these blocks, and then we will need to parse all these blocks into the database in order to calculate the final results. And that's what we're doing right now, but it works, it takes time. So like I hope to see the results on the next community call, like final results of the RustCup. So that is also important. And of course, to make it publicly available, like the Grafana with all the data underlying the actual kind of, so you could play with that yourself and see how the TPS went and how many work chains and what happened and blah, blah, blah. Well, I think that's it from me, unless I forgot something.
Fantastic. Does anybody have any questions? Any comments or questions? No? Okay. Thank you, Mita. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's move on to something fun. We have a really cool presentation about the Crystal Fever Lottery DeBot, and I can already see that people are talking about it in YouTube. I heard about this thing the weekend before last, and I actually tried it out myself and participated. Look, if this thing is everything that it's cracked up to be, everything that it claims to be, then it should be a pretty kick-ass use case. But Mike Kabanov is one of the heads of this project, one of the leads on it. So it's all yours, man. Tell us about it. Tell us about lottery.
Yeah, hi guys. Can you see my screen?
We can.
Okay, here we see Tom Surf, the web version. And the first thing starts immediately when we click Browse DeBots. Wow, we have Crystal Fever Lottery in the popular section. My. Okay, we go click it out. There is a welcome thingy here, and we're going to see the current lottery is number 11. We've been soft launching the lottery for 10 days. It's the 11th cycle now. We do know it's 10 tons per ticket, 11 tickets bought for the 11th round, and the jackpot for now is 1,141 tons. What should I say? That we have some pretty nice technology behind this one. First of all, the logo, the picture is stored on chain. I think we're the first DeBot that is showing such a cool option available for the developers and for those who like to develop with style. Okay. The second thing we have is that we are using two randomizers because we have to calculate two different sets of numbers. One set of numbers is the winning numbers, and this number is very important. So, like, you know, we won't be cheating or doing something, well, shady or whatever. So the winning numbers are picked on chain through a chain randomizer, and there is an open source part of the code that transfers the winning combination from the on-chain randomizer back to the lottery. So everybody who is interested, if we are not cheating or whatever, can check it for themselves and see that we are not. Plus, if we would like to be doing that shady thing, it would be hard, because for generating the tickets for the users, we use another randomizer, and it's based on the SDK plus some salt to have some nice randomized numbers for the tickets. Well, this is the techie part. Everything is automatic, everything. So each lottery cycle is an additional smart contract in which the information from the previous one is sent. Like the jackpot that hasn't been used goes to the next lottery cycle. The cycle for the lottery is 24 hours, starting at 0 hours UTC. And the possibility to buy the tickets goes to till 23 hours UTC, and 1 hour is reserved for calculations, sending the rewards to the players, and back again from 0 hours. The next cycle of the lottery starts. You can, of course, see the rules. They're here. How the matches are dispersed to the price to the total prize pool. All the rules, what and how you can buy, ticket price and stuff. I've been asked that, let's buy a ticket. Well, I'll start with one. I think I'm gonna be lucky. Okay, signing with Surf. I'm confirming it's 10.5. I'll speak about 5 additionally. So there is a number of smart contracts in this chain. So we have to add the commission of the network. Unlike other services that recalculate what's left and send back, we didn't want to, like, put this stuff in our head, and all the tiny bits of left tons are forming the jackpot. So here we go. I have the ticket. I'm clicking my tickets, and here we have that I am having a ticket here. Number 668782. About like, okay, it's brought to you by Good PR with the support of Super Armor and Anton, who's a great developer. And oops, sorry, close this one. I'll be back there. I won't be speaking about the plans a lot because we did have some ideas like, sending some unique NFT tokens to those who participated in the lottery. Yeah, we have some ideas how we can use a developer fund to, like Alexandr earlier mentioned, to go with the charity issues and use it as a promo tool. Basically, while developing the Crystal Fever lottery, we thought more about bringing people to the network with an easy to use, nicely looking, and maybe a bit ludomanic solution. So here it is. Please buy the tickets and be their luck with you. Thank you, guys.
And thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Michael?
I have a question. I was wondering if you're thinking about making this available in the mobile app.
Well, you have it available in Surf.
I searched. I can't find it.
It's totally DeBot friendly. It's a DeBot from start to the end. So yes, it is.
I already searched for it and I couldn't find it.
You should be making an update because the last minute notice is us being featured in the popular section. So you have to update the app and it would be there. If not today, it will arrive tomorrow or something.
Okay.
So yes, it's mobile friendly totally.
Yeah. My concern with being in the mobile app is that Surf is in app stores, and this might be a problem with gambling. Have you looked into that?
Well, this is not the app by Surf. This is a DeBot, so everybody can use different stuff. We might have in some future have some issues about how do we treat Surf as a browser. Though, if you're watching some, XXX, awesome old school German movies, they don't ban Chrome or Mozilla or whatever, but still you're doing some, cheesy stuff. So I think that this should be scaled, and it would be, I guess, in future to turn Surf as not a wallet, but a blockchain communicator.
Okay. Do you think that there would be any kind of crackdown from the app stores asking if you have a license?
While developing Crystal Fever lottery, we looked at Pancake Swap and their lottery. It's rolling smoothly. Also available as a DApp. So if they're having some troubles, we should be having them as well. But as they have around 60 plus rounds already, I think they're doing it okay. But who knows? Of course. We're still in the start of this path of introducing DeBots that might be offering some legal, some illegal stuff, and we are yet to come there. Maybe start with, with a lottery, then something pretty offensive like drugs, weapons, etc.
Okay.
I wish you didn't say that.
This is the power of decentralization. That's like what it is. I mean, the only problem I think I have with that is that in terms of like decentralization and unbanning, like if you taking money, and I think there is a developer fund of 10% of the, right, if I'm correct.
Yes, it is.
Well, that is the problem with the law here. Like you cannot stop the decentralized application to have a decentralized lottery. There is no problem with that whatsoever. But if you're drawing money, then you be out of it, then you're becoming a target for regulators, and they can go after you and say, like, because you are benefiting from that, like you are the target and you can be found accountable. And that's exactly what's happening with Uniswap right now.
Yeah,
So you need to be very careful with, you need to be very careful with how you as a developer, like associating yourself with the decentralized application you have developed. Like if you developed a decentralized application, you don't have any interest in that anymore, then it's something like completely decentralized. No one can stop it. But if you do, then you are a target.
Okay, thanks. Good point.
Okie doke. Any more questions or comments?
Yeah, also the random, like the who is calculating the winning, how the winning number is calculated?
Based on the on-chain random.
So the smart contract is doing that for the
by
random.
Boris, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Originally, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, is that it?
That's it from my side.
All right, thank you, Michael. Very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. I hope it works. All right. At this point, I know Ben, you wanted to say a couple words about the soundtrack contest that started yesterday. I believe yesterday. And it's look, for me, it's a pretty fun contest for the musically inclined and the creative folks. Basically, everybody but me. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'll keep it short and brief. I did have the document open here. It's a really fun one. There's not a huge amount of parameters around it. It's designed to be fun and interesting. If you've got any sort of musical talents, which is more than mine, which is very, very minimal, I'm going to have a shot. It's just me and a 5-string guitar. There's some reasonable prizes on offer. And like I say, it's a lot of fun. So, get involved, everyone. Criteria, like I say, very basic. You just have to upload an original piece of music which has some relation to freeton, or the things we stand for here, to YouTube, and then upload your contest. I believe there's been one entry already, which is very good, to be fair. So yeah, get involved, everyone. And that's about it.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben.
No worries.
Okay. God, I've gone into this okie dokie phase. Like I go through phases. And for some reason, for the last few weeks, I keep saying okie dokie. I don't know why. I'm gonna try to stop. We had a couple of contest plugs come in right at a couple hours ago, which always sort of throws me off kilter. Let me see. Is Pavel Alimov here? Don't see him. So, okay, there are a couple of contest plugs from Freeton Academy, and Roman, I know you had a couple that you wanted to plug. Somebody had written to you.
Yep.
Look, I don't see Pavel Alimov here, and I'm going to do Eugene Morozov a favor and just sort of read what he wrote. Way too late, and don't do that anymore, please. Sunday night, that's the cutoff for the agenda. So there are two contests right now in Freeton Academy. The first is to incentivize.
I can maybe.
Okay.
Maybe
yeah.
I can.
Go for it. Go for it.
So yes, I think that I don't know. I think that the contest which he wanted about is DevPride contest. So this
DevPride is one of them.
Is,
yeah, sorry, DevPride is one of
yes,
them, and the
yes,
other one was DeCourses.
And yes, and again, DeCourses. So about DeCourses, very briefly, I think everybody know about this contest. We talk about it very much. So the aim of this contest is to create valuable contest or valuable courses for freeton about different topics. But in my opinion, I mostly like courses about especially freeton, about mechanics, staking, farming, and so on. We have a lot of topics in freeton which we should describe and explain more detail, because sometimes we have even questions how to vote for proposals, how to vote in contests. Let's do courses. So, and the next contest is DevPride contest. So this contest, give me a second. I will try to explain the whole picture. So the aim of this contest is to collect all information by developers and by the developers of freeton, because one of issue which we should solve, that we have different projects, a lot of codes from different teams. Sometimes there are not enough documentation to this project. So this contest is for such developers to create great documentation for your work, to attract more young developers, to attract more people in developing and make freeton great. And so I think so. That's all I think.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Darkwing.
If you
Roman,
have some sort of...
Go ahead. Sorry. Did you have something else to add?
No. If you have something additional questions, please go to to our Freeton Academy chat and ask them. Everybody ready to answer you. Just a second. I will share the link as always in the Zoom chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Roman, please, yours.
Yeah, for sure. So I would like to briefly describe that their proposal from the one of the community member. His name is Alexei. He suggested to make a big NFT fair to attract more external audience to the freeton and make this fair in the October. As far as we know, that there are many fairs, if I'm not mistaken, Oktoberfest in the same period. So he suggested to make such contest and motivate people to make collections on the freeton NFT marketplaces, because we have several marketplaces and we need some kind of boost. We need to boost them. And such contest might be a very good idea. Just let me share my screen. Maybe that will be much better. Where is it? Here is it. Yeah. So he suggested to make this contest much simpler. You can go on the forum, read all terms and conditions. Just shortly, we need to make that contest for the October, but maybe then we can prolong that and make some NFT collections for the Christmas, for the other special events, and so on. That's all. Just go on the forum and comment that. Any comments are welcome. And but by the way, he suggested a very good scores for the winners results. Yeah.
Thank you, Roman. Thank you very much. Any questions, comments from Zoom before we start off on YouTube? Anything at all? Nope. Okie doke. Again with the okie doke. I'm annoying myself. Let's go to questions, comments. Well, look, I make it a point to read absolutely every comment that's on YouTube, but I'm going to refrain this one time from the very first comment, because if it's just going to be insulting, then you know what? Don't come next time. Greetings from Indonesia. Hello, Indonesia. We published an article about freeton. Excellent. If you can let us know, circulate that. We'd love to see it in all the chats.
We are well aware of that. Yes, we are.
Oh, oh, right. Yeah, that's right. You sent me that thing. I saw it. Yeah, okay. Greetings from South Africa. Hello, South Africa. And what do we have? Okay. Ilya asks, how does the randomizer work in the ton of fever and in general in the ton? I guess he's just asking how the randomizer works. I know you answered most of this, but
there is a randomizer built on chain by Boris Ivanovsky. This part is responsible for generating the winning combination of the round. The other randomizer is part of freeton SDK. We are using some salt to have some more randomness into randomizing. So we are basically using two of those, and they are should be available in the GitHub.
there you go, which actually answers the next question: where's the source code of the lottery? So there it is. And I believe
the source code of the whole lottery is not available, but the solutions used in it are available. Plus, sort of a bridge which passes the winning combination from on-chain to the lottery is open source. So it's partially open source, let's say it like this. The part that is responsible for the tickets and the winning combination can be checked. And that was the main point. So there will be no questions about us making some, you know, some moves.
Making moves. Okay. Thank you. So, sorry, Pavel, you have a question.
Actually, I asked Mikhail to provide specification for that randomization because my view that those contracts should be audited or formally verified because I mean we know that in blockchain there's also some attacks available like mining. Don't mix it with Bitcoin mining. It is when you can try to try different combinations to check whether smart contract get accepted or not. So you can try to find a combination prior to load it into blockchain. So I would like to see specification because I mean when jackpot is small, people will not bother, but once it will grow, some can see an opportunity in that to get in one shot some tons. So yeah,
yes, true. That's true. Yes, that's true. We're developing some stuff as we speak, and we do have in mind making the verification of the code. at some point. At this point, with 1K ton, it's not like, crucial, but we are moving into that direction. Maybe introducing as well some DAO tokens, adding some tokenomics to the project. You might heard of it.
Yeah, that's right. That's great. That's great direction. I'm just saying that you should start from auditing that there are no attacks on that.
That would be the part of a global thing. I see it as like moving it with steps, like we do have the understanding how the voting tokens can work, what we can build on top of the solution that we have now, like transforming it into a commercial service, like for a validator to have a DApp on the web or in Surf, where he can place some tons, or maybe place some NFTs, upload the list of his stakers, and have a lottery for them, paying some fee to the developers.
Yeah, see, Anton responded that randomizer used previous block info, so there's no chance to mine it yet, because you don't know what will be in the future. Yeah, that's clear answer, but still, I don't think that security is a part where you should rush. So please, write some specification.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think it should secret. I don't think it should be secret.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on a sec here. Any more questions? So in YouTube, I see 600,000 transaction per second possible. Mind blown. It'll get blown even more in a couple of years, right? Okay, again, I want to make it a point to read everything, but if you're just going to be insulting, that there's no point. And I think we're done with YouTube. Last call for questions from Zoom, and if no more questions, I think we're done. We made record time. Anyone? Oh, bada bing. Are there any plans to unite the community sites as one? There are multiple sites and multiple use cases, which can be daunting for a newcomer. No. So again, this is decentralization. So you have to understand how decentralization works. Make your own website. We do have the freeton.org site, which is basically a catalog, which helps find all of the resources out there, including other sites. And I understand what you're talking about, but if you actually go to freeton.org, it's actually pretty simple. So you can immediately use tags. You can use a search function. You will immediately find what you're looking for. But there is no centralized site, and there never will be. That's the whole point. Is there a centralized site for Bitcoin? Right, it's the same concept. Anybody else want to talk about that? No, I think I pretty much covered it. So no, there won't be. Shouldn't there be a single logo? Oh, okay. So we talked about this, I think, last week. Should there be a single logo? So what was the concept we came up with? A consensus logo? Is that what we said, Pavel? Something. Look, again, decentralization means no, there isn't. There is no central anything. See, this is centralized think. You have to remove yourself from that. But a consensus logo is okay.
Yeah, actually there was comment from Nikita last call that they probably can have some vote on logo, but still, somebody should lead it, because when you come to a call and say, well, why you do something that or that, you can do it. I mean, if you believe that some logo is great, better than others, try to get support from community and create a proposal to put it on the vote, saying that this is consensus logo. Because nobody will do it if you will not do it.
Good point. Excellent point. Yeah. So just to paraphrase that. So don't ask somebody, you do it. You make a proposal. You say, you know what, I'd like this logo to be the consensus logo. Put it to a vote. If it gets voted in, done. I hope that answers your question. Okay, look, under an hour, guys, gals, everybody, thank you so much for coming. Remember, our calls are now at 1 p.m. UTC, which is an hour later than they usually were. We'll see you again next Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week, a wonderful weekend. Let's get back to work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers.
Everybody.
Bye bye.